Closing in here for the mid laners between Weibo and WE. Kara's doing a nice job to push the wave in for now, but it's not going to mean too much if you just die before the Ring of Fire even closes. Kara's at half HP, eats up another empowered harpoon, and throws at the W, but it does not connect. Things are looking a little bit doomed here for Karas as Xiaohu will overheat. One more auto attack will do.
Welcome to Onivia Highlights. These are the best highlights from the LPL 2025 Split 2.
To this dragon, I liked how creative they were, and the just being able to survive for that long was a boon for WE. Rise not having to lose anything, doesn't lose any of his summoner spells, I think is a very important trade. So, Flash, so gotta be very careful here as this Ahri. But Pantheon could always come down and help. You can see they're in position. Kars has to be careful.
Yeah, Weibo have to make this play happen quick because they know that reinforcements are on the way, and they will do so successfully as Tian's able to pick up first blood here for Weibo, and Monkey not there in time.
They can get maybe 2 or 3 plates. With plates falling down, it could be that Breathe just takes this whole turret.
Yeah, Cube should be dead here as long as nothing gets completely screwed up. Tian goes untargetable, pops the Conquer, and Breathe will land the final blow. And then it forces WE to now utilize some more resources towards the top side of the map. Erha going to be the sacrificial Nautilus here. Now we can see if the Nefiri and the Yorick will be able to escape. Most notably that Dragon, though, not being taken up. But there's the flash forward from Monkey as he finally gets WE on the board with 2 kills.
WE have come to play against Weibo. This is a lot of gold, and that was kind of the reason why we started to see the gold start to swing in favor of Weibo. Xiaohu prioritizing waves on side lane. He's been working at this bottom lane tier 1, and it'll go over to Weibo. So Ahri is starting to get a lot of gold into their back pocket, and we talked about our 2 mid laners utilize their strong solo lanes and these 5 grubs that they were able to get for themselves.
Yeah, I mean, they could have just gone for the Dragon. They will be able to get it right now as Tian was forced off of it because of the better grouping for WE, but it's maybe costing them some other things across the map as now we see Erha somehow land that hook over the wall. I don't know exactly how that happened, but the 2-man depth charge will come into boot as well. It forces just a couple of backs away as WE will retreat after evening up that Dragon count.
That is the luckiest.
Tian, I should say, is very strong on this Nefiri and could potentially get in there, but right now WE are the ones on the pit first. Okay,
so Xiaohu gave up the wave. He took one and immediately came back through. Oh, we're just going for this.
Bull sending it here, but it's only onto the Nautilus for now. That E blocks up a ton of damage here as Monkey picks up his 3rd kill of the game for Team WE. Now the Realm Warp's going to come out. They're going to pop some synced up as well, but Tian pops the untargetable and will be able to get away from that ulti. Now Light has a chance to free hit a little bit as Xiaohu becomes a target. He Spirit rushes away. And so just that 1 kill going over to Team W, but they utilize a ton of ultimates to try and make that play happen.
Very creative coming in, but it ends up being a win here for Weibo. They'll get a lone time with this mid-tier 1. They had to sacrifice, like you said, a lot of ultimates, and that was also some key summoner spells, I think. Having the barrier and the heal now missing from our bottom lane of WE, not bad. Weibo will now continue to jockey for position in this river, going back towards this play. WE just some misexecutions there. Erha is back.
Oh, the dredge line does connect though. Once again, that E from Monkey blocking up so much damage that Weibo threw out at the Pantheon. But remember, no more Grand Starfall, no more Realm Warp, no opportunity really to gap close here for WE. So they want to just make sure they push Weibo out of here, maybe be able to start up this objective. They're waiting for Q to teleport in. Arrow, he dredge lines into the wall, and that will spell his doom as Taeyun will pick up his first kill of the game. Now it is a 4v3 in this top side of the map. Monkey throwing out the Comet Sphere, forcing Zhao and Tian to half, and that should gain them priority around this Rift Herald pit.
Allegedly. Okay,
of those summoner spells, now WE trying to push their way forward onto this tier 1 to make sure it doesn't go down just yet, as Weibo have sent a lot of their resources there to the tier 1 turret. Dredgeline does connect on a Monkey, pops the E to try to block away some of the damage. This will certainly be the tower going down, then can they look for more? There's the Spirit Rush forward. Xiaohu and Tian combine for the kill onto the Pantheon. That's a big shutdown in the hands of the Nefiri.
Monkey has been really on edge with trying to find where he's allowed to find the stun, where he isn't. He's been 50-50 so far in this matchup, but I mean, you're WE now. You've now lost control of your mid-tier 1. You're probably going to be losing top lane tier 1 as well. Sion is ulting for this, but can he? You got to drift around the wall. That's 1. Can we hit York?
There's a knockup.
That's 2.
Fully charged ultimate into a fully charged Q. Karis there to deal a little bit of extra damage. And WE get 1 right back onto the Yorick. And they're right around the Otacon as it is just spawned. Looks like that will now be their target.
Now again with the fact that they've now used this Rift Herald in mid with how much wave clear they have access to between Rise and this Kaisa. they are now starting up a second dragon as well. So this this game is remarkably
Sometimes
close.
teams that are the underdogs that we see go up against some of the top level teams, they roll over a little bit, they die, they don't do too many things in terms of playmaking. But right now, that's not what WE is doing at all. As Airhog gets caught out once again, and Monkey claims his 4th kill of the game.
Yeah, I mean, Monkey and Vampire just decide, hey, let's keep the North American part of the show inside the casting booth. Vampire, however,
like
you know,
that.
maybe showing some love over to Busio from his early career.
It's fascinating that we're seeing Breathe on this Yorick kind of just grouping with his team where he's not able to do too much, and we'll see if it ends up meaning anything. As in comes Cube with the Unstoppable Onslaught, it gets Feather Stormed away from, and so does the Pop Blossom, but Breathe is just dead before the fight even begins. It's a trade on the other side as Vampire's fallen. It's a 1-for-1 overall on the map. Taeyun and Monkey still full HP. Karos on the back line as well with double blast on level 16. Here comes the re-engage potentially from Weibo Gaming. Here the ultimate is cancelled by the decimating smash of Cube. That means Tien has no way to get into the pit as the Dragon's been started up by Team WE.
Can Tien go for anything? I mean, maybe he can flash over the wall, find the smite steal, but between Cube, Cars is even waiting in the side
Cube.
right here.
He might be taking a little bit too much damage. He has to flash away. Monkey trying to land the stun. The Dragon's at 4,000 HP. Tien dashes back over the wall. Will he try to jump back in? No, it will be the Dragon secured here by Monkey. And Team W secure it. There goes Taeyun in with a killer instinct, forcing even more flashes off the board here for Weibo as they will run away after losing.
The 2v2 has been going great in the bottom lane, and Monkey has been a standout player in this game, number 1.
Not over just yet, though, as they're going to try to fight their way out. The Baron is secured by Team W, and the health bars are low on their side. Pop Blossom does not find its mark, as Tien's able to use it and targetable to get away. Xiaohu tries to find the charm, but it's Zhonya's away by Karis. Cube dashes in, but he's very, very low. They're going to try to 2v1 Tien and take the Nefiri down. It's a 2-for-0. Vampire lands the Tangle Barbs, lights at less than 100 HP. Will this be the fight? Taeyun flashing forward, but he's going to get punished here by Breathe. In the pit they go. It's an all-out brawl in the top lane, and WE are winning it. They pick up the ace of only losing 1.
Oh my god, Monkey's Pantheon, man. He was sliding all over that fight. I think Taeyun maybe wishing he had his killer instinct back. You look at the fight, though, it's a full ace coming in for WE with 5 grubs and a Baron. How much of this base can they take? Long death timers here. Instead, they're going to take tier 2s in mid and top lane. And now the gold very firmly.
Finally, those kills started to come through. Very, very nicely done here for the jungler of WE. He's trying to go up 1-0 in the series over Weibo. They go for the inhibitor towers now. That mid lane tier 3 has been cracked. There's also tier 2 in the bottom lane. Being broken open by Karis. WBG have to make a decision soon. What will Weibo do? Will they pull the trigger mid, or will they try and single out Karis on this rise? It looks like right now they're hovering, and they actually have enough wave clear so far to make sure that this inhibitor doesn't die just yet. However, here comes the re-engage, the retake of the area of the mid lane here for Team WE. They lock down Cube. Here comes the fight. Depth charge lands just onto 3 people. Vampire going forward. Finds Pop Blossom in onto Xiaohu. He uses the Spirit Rush to try to get away. And right now Breathe is first to fall. Already 2-for-0. Soon to be 3. Xiaohu is down. The inhibitor's broken open. And Weibo are left wondering what the hell just happened. Team WE with a dismantling here of a tournament favorite here in the LPL. And they're going to take game 1 of this best of 3 series.
Well, look at that. You know, we came into this series, Grapes, and we're saying, okay, WE are probably going to make this go to 3. Was it going to be in the first game or the second? Perfectly here in game number 2.
Yeah, this Poppy support pick, I think we've seen it pop up a little bit in the LPL. It has very high value here.
Guys, we can't go for this. He's going to get one more minion. He's going to have level 6, guys.
We'll see if they get it quick enough. There goes the level 6. Equalizer comes out. Will it be enough to take down Breed? He hasn't overheated just yet. Vampire takes one more tower shot. They will make it a 1-for-1 trade. Unless Taeyun goes down as well. Here comes the rest of WBG. And it makes it a double kill in for Breed.
That is a nightmare scenario. I think WE not recognizing how much experience Breathe has. Now this is going to be 3 kills. That'll be the feat of warfare immediately going over to Weibo. Vampire, you just got to die, brother. You just got to die. You just got to die. Give over the kill to someone not named Xiaohu. Instead, that will be...
And those dashes, of course, give Xiaohu the advantage potentially here in the mid lane when it comes to fights, especially away from the Emperor's Divide. And speaking of those dashes, there comes the Soul Unbound. Going to try to get matched here. Nicely done by Karis, landing the Emperor's Divide immediately after the snapback here. But Xiaohu is able to get back in time, use the Fate Seal to escape. And the mid laner for Weibo will survive. As now we get a bit of a trade on the bottom side. No dragon to fight for, but it still looks like the junglers are brawling. Light gonna flash away from the Impale and make sure he picks up another kill. In the mid lane, Xiaohu's getting dangerously low, has a second wind proccing. Now we'll dash forward once again, just clearing out that wave. Weibo Gaming getting the advantage there in the extended trade.
Just too many plays, and we've seen this before coming out from
starting it up. It's at half HP right now, but with Taeyun using a couple of spells to get away. Right now the priority might relate with them, but Vampire with a really nice Keeper's Verdict. Gonna send Tian away and make sure that dragon is secured here by Team WE. Now they're looking for a potential fight as Monkey dashes forward but not able to find any sort of crowd control. Cube burns his TP to join the fray as well. There's all 5 members of Team WE here, but they're not gonna get any targeted here in the mid lane. As Light underneath his turret with the Ultra Shock Laser should be able to clear out the wave rather nicely, and overall we remain without any blood being shed.
I feel like they would have really wanted this
Hold
now.
on.
A lot of damage onto Xiaohu.
Oh!
He's dead.
Just
Okay.
a crowd control train of a beauty between Karis and Vampire. The charge into the wall after the Emperor's Divide. Xiaohu had no chance to go back with the soul inbound.
Okay, the time now is Karis needs to be able to teleport and buy his items. Xiaohu will not have access to this. They're going to give up the Rift Herald. I feel like WE, if they were able to save at least the Keeper's Verdict, they're going to try to make a play on the opposite side of the map. Now Breathe, no, he has Flash again.
But no ulti, so they could potentially go pretty deep here with Cube with the all-out form. But
hasn't been able to prove himself, not only here in LPL, but also in the LCK where he's originally from. So kind of a bit of fall from grace. We'll see if maybe Karis finds it again here with Monkey.
It's another really nice setup as Xiaohu already sees the Fate Sealed. However, here comes the response here for WBG. They send both teleport in as well as Tian, but looks like Monkey gonna land that Impale really nicely. And also Breathe just gets singled out and taken down. That's a shutdown going in towards Karis. And so WE once again get the advantage there in the fight. They have all 5 of their members now towards the bottom lane.
Dragon is available, and there are some ultimates. I'm looking how this bottom lane can play here. Erhan Light have to have a massive team fight if they want any chance of their team being able to contest. Maybe the Dragon started. Breathe will not be able to teleport for this play, and you still have a 0 ultimate. You still have the ultimate from this Cassante. Light has now dashed over, so he won't have that ability available for him in this fight.
It's just gone, I think. The Dragon will go over to Team WE. Question is, will they be able to push this wave or even go for a fight? Then Tofo Strikes goes wide from Cube. Laser comes out from Light, and it looks like both sides will retreat, with WE claiming the second dragon of the game.
Woohoo! You can get the heal. See, they're playing a little bit with fire there.
Well, he's now at 2 full items, still has a 1,000 gold lead or so. And that bot lane tier 1 also going to go over. You see, it looks like actually Karis got caught out just a little bit, and that's what resulted.
WE, this game is sloppy from both of our teams.
Yeah, not the greatest macro overall, as WE, with the advantage that they had in terms of how strong their champions were as well.
That's more like getting airline points.
That is true. You call the Uber Eats delivery.
Yeah, like we're just getting points for our reward system. Okay, we're
All right,
finally
well,
engaged.
here comes Vampire. Yeah, on to Erha, only with a knockup though, and now WVG gonna go forward. That's a 3-man Fate Seal from Xiaohu. That's a double kill's already been picked up for Breathe. Cube gets stunned up by the Permafrost, has to dash away, but will get taken down by Light. It is 4-0 in favor of Weibo as they finally break this game open in the mid lane.
It'll be the Dragon, maybe even the Otacon afterwards with no...
not Team WE's. They get themselves the Otacon as well as the second Dragon. You can take a look at the Blood Rose count right now on the top of your screen. 47-10. That is going to be a lot of experience going into the hands of Weibo as they're looking for another fight. Equalizer comes out. Vampire forces splash away. Monkey very tanky on this front line, but still continuing to get stunned up and taking a beating here in this side lane. There comes the Impale. It lands onto Xiaohu. This could be WE's opportunity, but the Fate Seal comes in. Xiaohu is still alive, but now he'll finally drop. An arrow will follow. Team WE get 2 right back. It's a double kill for Karis, and now they're going to start this Baron Nashor as well.
Hey, their counterparts in jungle and support for Team WE come up clutch in that fight. They've got this Azir firing away on this Baron, but Breathe, Light, and Tien want to see if they have something different to say. Cube still has that ultimate, and that'll be a big game changer here.
Oh, they're going to go straight onto Tian. Remember, Light does not have his ulti. Going to make it much harder for him to fight in this 5v3 situation. Tian, can he go in for the steal? No. It's going to get secured by Taeyun. And now W are going to try to force WBG away here from the Baron pit. Weibo, though, they still are waiting. They're hunting. They're searching. That's a fat stack of cash.
Exactly, and I thought I missaw it on the replay, but it's real. Vampire win for Mikhails. I love this pick, especially for some of our champions who don't have cleanse.
Monkey, Clean's not gonna help you there, bud, as he gets taken down 5v1 in the river, where nobody else on his team
WE win, they move up to 2 and 6. They're gonna barely be able to contest for a 9th, 8th potentially here in the split. Still double round robin here for both of these teams, and Weibo,
with Weibo trying to push down mid lane and force some sort of response.
yeah, Weibo have to be more happy about this. The Baron from WE was absolutely useless, as we thought. And even if Weibo aren't able to grab this dragon, you're not mad about this, okay? But Rakan's no longer in the area.
Oh, it's going to be a smite fight. Secured by Monkey. And now WE have Soul Point. What can they look at in response? A really nice equalizer. It forces Monkey and Cube away. Glacial Prison only lands in on the Cassante, and Mikhails will save him from Vampire. Still a 5v5. Battle lines have been drawn, but now it is WE looking to go forward first. Vampire in with the heroic charge. Not going to find a target just yet. Era lands a 2-man knockup at the grand entrance, but now Zhao is forced back. Taeyun still pushing forward, and WE make sure nobody on WE falls.
That's going to be the Baron now. Cube's going to look to teleport into this play. They have no Mikhails on Vampire anymore.
Baron's gone.
That's it. That's the Baron going over. Can WE fight afterwards?
Vampire playing with fire here on this front line, but just trying to set up space for the rest of his team. Fate Sealed only finds the Poppy as here comes Cube. There comes Light. He finds the second kill onto the Skarner, and now it's a numbers advantage here for Weibo. Taeyun on the back line almost takes down Zhao. The True Shot Barrage comes down and will snipe him down, but Light claims another. It's a 3-for-1 plus the Baron going over to Weibo.
30 seconds before Dragon, and that is, in my opinion, Taeyun playing with so much confidence. He's arcane shifting forward. He's finding flash plays just to be able to keep his team in this game. Being able to find Xiaohu there is, icing on top, but I just don't know if it's going to necessarily make a difference here. 7 dragons now is what we're going to be here in this game if we make it another 5 minutes. Doesn't land onto Erha. Monkey.
Oh my god, he's in the bounce house right now around the blue buff. But it's not going to matter. He will be able to escape after just burning the heal. Oh, what a play that could have been, as now WE have to defend their turrets. Remember, the Baron buff still in Weibo's hand, as we have had on Light, and right now Light has delivered more.
That is true. So we're kind of waiting, right? Like, we wanted to see whether or not the carries of WE, whether this Azir...
And now WE have to work their way into the pit, as Weibo are going to try to claim this Infernal Soul first.
No lightning crash here for Light, and what I'm looking at is the supports. Erha with the flank with a quickness could end this game.
Okay.
Monkey going in.
Oh, Vampire! He sends Tian away! That's going to be the smite of the Infernal Soul to Monkey! But now Weibo going to try to win the fight in response. Light flashes away from the Impale. Karis has to dash away. Breathe overheated, now going to try to go on to Taeyun, who's getting collapsed upon by Tian. The Arctic Assault will seal his fate. And Weibo have won themselves the fight despite losing the soul. Karis is now on the run. He has to use the shifting sand to dash away, but I don't know if it's going to be enough. Already 3-for-0 on the side of Weibo Gaming, and they're going to try to put an end to this game right here, right now. Era jumps over the wall, going to be responded to by Cube, and now it's going to be up to the soul laners of WE to save the game.
Okay, breathe, and the rest of this team, they can TP. It's all 5 members here. Next one up is 10 seconds for Vampire. How much more can Weibo get? Can they bring themselves to game number 3 versus an Infernal Soul?
Here comes the wave. It's crashing in. Karis has to do a lot of damage here. He uses the Emperor's Divine, but it is just too late. Zhao Wu picks up the kill. Vampires arrive, but it's not going to be enough. Weibo Gaming lose the soul, but win the game. They're going to open up the Nexus, open up the base, and send us to a decisive game number 3.
41 minutes.
Gets locked in for Zhao Hu. This is one of his highest priority champions earlier on in the split, and we'll go towards him in the mid lane. But I'm looking at right now Weibo's composition. They're easily, and also just in the more popular build overall.
How Xiaohu performs in lane is going to be a big predicator as to whether or not we're going to see this Weibo roster succeed.
Oh my God. Hold on. That's a lot of damage. Taeyun did not have the 4th shot available. Now Era could get flashed on here by Vampire. There's the 4th shot! Era just dies his first blood to WE.
For WBG, but good opener from Vampire and Taeyun.
Now Vampire, he's right back to the mid lane. Lands a seismic shove here from Karis onto Zhao. Zenith Blade comes out. That's 2-for-0. Vampire's on a heater right now in this early game.
That's the makings of a really strong support player. Doesn't get canceled thanks to the iframes on the recalls, but we'll get spotted here. Okay.
Finally landing concussive blows. But with the Empower W, is going to be a lot of damage on a Vampire who does not have a flash. However, they're going to go right back onto Erha. Although Light's going to try to chase him down. The Blight stacks and one more auto will take down the Leona. So finally a 2v2 kill goes Weibo's way. As
Well, they kind
maybe
of match in terms of lane and map pressure. So we're setting up this dive. This is just taking way too long, guys.
I feel like I've seen this story before. Breaking at level 6. Gonna try to get at least one more minion. He's so close, but not gonna find it. Monkey gets the kill. That speeds the warfare going over to WE.
Guys, my Leona. Maybe they're going to try and catch Xiaohu. He is on a ward here. Should know with the wireframe. Oh!
W goes wide. Oh, that's disastrous now. As Monkey could be in a tough spot. He has to flash on the wall, but Tien is here to match. 3 Talon Strike, flash to follow. Knockup will be secured, and Xiaohu will get back on the board here for Weibo.
There has to be a better way to have played that. There's no way that's the optimal line. That's why we're not only is it just a head-scratching play, but also as the Viego in this composition, I think you have such a large responsibility to be able to hold this game down.
Empire again.
Find Air Hop.
I don't think it's enough damage, but there comes a Weaver's Wall from Karis. He doesn't have much mana. That's going to be him without any more resources after already using a singular combo. Now Vampire's in some trouble. He still does not have that flash. Going to use it though, but Zhao will pick up the kill as Weibo have evened up the kill count right back at 3. Now underneath the tier 1 turret they go. Tien has the Crescent Guard available. Going to try to land the Wind Becomes Lightning here onto the Talia. Will be unable to do so, but still dashes in on the Monkey. He is level 6. Monkey is not. The shove goes over the wall. Going to try to stun up the Tien a little bit more.
Oh,
Taeyun is
goodbye,
isolated.
Taeyun.
There's 4 players here from Weibo. Going to try to lock him down, but Monkey will try to go for the re-engage. There's the 4th shot, and Monkey secures the kill. Also has unlocked the Heartbreaker here. Deadly Flourish will land onto Light. He has to cleanse the way. Here comes when becomes Light, and the curtain call has been opened up, and that'll force Weibo to run away.
Can they find Erha? Last bullet. First they face XPX, and that'll finish their round robin, and then NIP and FPX. So they have some pretty good layups if you're WE, and a win here would mean a lot for them to bring up to 2 and 6. We're getting a start on this fight. Teleports are coming in.
The grub advantage right now in favor of Weibo, but W picked the first one up. There comes the Winter's Bite,
Tien.
and it will be Xiaohu picking up that first kill on the Vampires. He goes down. Tien has to flash over the wall. Already has to pop that Crescent Guard. Now Cube is here with the World Ender. But Xiaohu goes between worlds. He's going to dash his way back onto Cube. Stuns him up. And Light will take him down. It's 2-0 for Weibo. And they're going to secure the remainder of the grubs on the top side.
I mean, Tien flashes out of that play. Saves him from getting
That is
heartbroken.
what has garnered them success so far. And maybe they can try to find something here around this Cloud Dragon. Monkey smites away the Scuttler. And now they're looking towards Light. Light has to flash away from the Seismic Shove. Era gets stunned up here by the Unraveled Earth.
Ooh, but top lane,
So that it
though.
will just be them backing away, as we do see Breathe getting a lot on the top side of the map. Vampire will go in. There lands a Solar Flare, but it's not going to connect here onto Tien. Still some stuns under the Xin Zhao, but nobody wants to go in just yet. On to Tien, super far forward. There goes Xiaohu. He just obliterates Vampire on the backside.
Oh my
but
God!
on the other side of things, it's going to be another kill going over towards Tien as Karis picks up the kill. There's a Seismic Shove. That's going to be Monkey picking up a double kill as WE find themselves a fight right back.
They found Tien. Are they going to continue going for this dive? There's no minion wave here. Trying to trap Xiaohu and Breathe. Little bit
he
of
gets stunned up.
CC. Oh my God, he's just barely able to get out with all those Drake concepts plus the flash. That's a mistake.
They're going to try it. As on the bottom side, we still see Breathe and Xiaohu going after Cube. Remember, he doesn't have any ultimate because he used it earlier on. Karis comes in with the Weaver's Wall, trying to find a shove back. He's going to flick Xiaohu away and try to target out the Mbessa instead. The Dragon and Breathe have been secured by WE. But now on the other side of things, it's going to be Light picking up another kill with the Piercing Arrow, which Tien lands the final blow on a Monkey. As they get one right back. Still a very close game, but WE currently have the advantage in terms of the Dragon department.
Look at what they traded for all of this. They moved themselves into bottom lane. The team with 5 grubs is not going to be able to hit mid lane tier 1. A massive win here, in my opinion, for Weibo, despite the kills and some of the gold going over.
Oh, yeah. He's in trouble. 3 Talon Strike comes out. Oh, the turret shot on Tien. The minions will take him down as Taeyun will secure the credit. And now Solar Flare goes in onto Erha. They're going to try to stun him up again, but Taeyun just doesn't have enough damage. But he's starting to get a flash off screen, I think. As the Herald is going to get started up here by Team WE. Monkey is here. Cube. Okay, never mind. It was just coming off a cooldown. Cube has his teleport available. He's going to use it to try to join the fight on a flank. Vampire with his Zenith Blade in. They're going to try to lock down Tien first. He pops the Crescent Guard already. Here comes the public execution from Breathe. Vampire already very low. Karis is as well. He's just gone way too far forward. The Seraph Shield's already been popped. Cube can't even reach the rest of his team as he's just completely separated. His Light will send him away. It's going to be the Rift Herald secured by Weibo as they already have picked up 2 kills.
Damage there.
I thought a Cube would have been, you know the Monkey that like getting attacked and he like closes his eyes and he's like, oh, I know I'm doomed. He's over at this point. You know what I'm talking about? That's what I would have felt like in that situation, but hey, he actually had a real monkey. Weibo commit to one area or the other. So even with Breathe away from them, they feel worried to start this up as Xiao is just able to get that tier 1 turret for free. Here comes Vampire over the wall with the blast cone, only going to set up Air Hub for now, but the support will do at the moment. It'll get Monkey a reset. It is 1-0 so far in the fight as Breathe has teleported in to make it, once again, a little bit more even. That Dragon's at half HP. Monkey going forward. Carrots with Weaver's Wall. It's separated Weibo for now. They're going to try to smite fight it. Who's going to get it? It's going to be secured by the Jin Zhao. Breathe down the middle of everybody here. But WE, how their health bars are dropping. Vampire 3,000 HP. Q at the flash over the wall. It's going to be Carrots throwing out a little bit of artillery. Breathe still on the chase. Gets hit up here by the trap. And going to be a little bit of trouble here. Pops the Eclipse Shield. Going to survive. It's overall 4 for 4. The curtain call comes out. Light in some trouble here as he gets targeted up by that second shot. But Taeyu not able to find the kill. He finds the fourth shot in on a Tian. And now W can try to win this one here. Cube gets another one on the light. There goes Karis here. Throwing out those swords. But Breathe is trying to win this out in a 1v3. He's got himself a double kill. But will likely go down to Karis. He's not dead just yet as he's still going to try to escape. Out of mana now. Here goes Breathe. Going to try to do the unthinkable, but no. Taeyu shuts him down.
Okay, Dragon still going over to Weibo. Lots of summoner spells used in that fight. I think he has played the best and most consistently out of this team for all of their games, all of their series across the year. So good to see Breathe continue to perform. Vampire.
It comes out. Vampire is very caught out right now. He will be able to survive. Well, looks like Monkey will not, as he dies around his red buff pit. As Tien and Breathe combine for the effort. 2 for nothing as Vampire also died in the mid lane, I should say. So that's a big win for Weibo.
Yep, that's going to be Otacon going over. Ruinous Otacon here now for Weibo, so they'll get additional bonuses, especially from having those 5 grubs, as well as all of the experience and adaptive force they would grab from these Blood Petals. How much structural damage can they do? Because they already got top tier 1. It seems like WE are going to trade on the map, getting themselves tier 2 in mid and in top lane. Not a bad trade, especially against Weibo, who were one of the first teams in the league and across the world that were willing to play the map in order to trade Otacon. And they catch Xiaohu in between lanes.
I don't know how that happened. I'm not going to lie. I mean, there was so much pressure for Weibo on the bot side, and Xiaohu just not gone down towards Taeyeon. This has been one of the most consistent performers on this WE team so far. He's 2,000 gold up on his opposition on this Jin at 3 items. And Light is going to get targeted here by Karis. He's going to go straight into Cube with the Blast Cone, who's now stuck in a 1v2. Deadly Flourish lands on top of him. They're going to try to shut him down, and Monkey won't break the heart of Light. Now Era in some trouble as well. The Unbreakable goes out, and now it's a double kill in for the Viego. WE winning 2 more kills right as the Baron Nashor spawns.
They're going to go for the big purple worm, and WE finding picks where Weibo, their mid-game hasn't been perfect, but damn, they're getting caught out here. Are we going to see another upset here? Are we going to see WE win their 2nd series in a row for Split 2?
It could very much happen. It's looking more and more likely now as Team WE secure themselves the Baron. It'll get traded back by the 2nd Dragon of Weibo as they will take down the Chemtech Drake. But again, 4,500 gold in the hands of WE. Taeyeon with a 1,000 gold shutdown.
A little bit more than they can chew here, as I mean, now you're looking at Taeyeon and kind of big eyes on this Jin. Can Weibo find access into the backline? Can this Aurora do enough damage to actually get back there? It's kind of been Breathe who has been the best at disrupting backlines here and getting on to the carries of WE. We need to see that repeated for the rest of the team, and despite everything, Light still has a very important job here. We'll have a huge power spike in a moment when he's able to finish his Muramana.
Will it be enough, though, as we'll even have time to get it at this point? The inhibitor towers in both mid and bot lane are being targeted. They sent Cube in the mid lane to try to just send that Baron up minion wave in, where the other 4 members are on the bottom side of the map. They're playing the 2 lanes very well right now, being synced up rather nicely. That bot lane wave now getting crashed in. They're not going to go too far forward. They're just letting the cannon do the work. It's a tier 3 will surely go down soon. Vampire, though, might have stepped a little bit too far forward. Already has to pop the locket. The Chain of Corruption already came out from Light. One more arrow nearly takes him down, and that will force WE to...
It seems like for the time being, Weibo letting Light catch this mid wave, let Tien and Urha sit in top side so that Xiaohu can get this turret. This will be gold going back over to Weibo.
Went
Not
for
out
$1
of
million
position may
right
have been
now?
his fault.
Yeah, no, definitely. He's in a position now to maybe do some work. Zera now has to flash away. Here comes the curtain call from Taeyun, actually. Gonna try to chunk out Era. He just gets one shot. Oh my god. From
That's
the
the
crit of
Infinity Edge.
Taeyun. That IE doing some work here in this game, because Taeyun now goes godlike in this game. And now WE, without having a support on the other side, are going to likely pick up this Baron easily, and Weibo are going to have to try to match something on the bot side with Breeze split pushing.
Yeah, Breathe can teleport after taking this. Remember, they have 5 grubs. They don't even decide to push. Vampire with a good flank here.
He goes,
Fights
trying to lock down
Xiaohu.
Xiaohu. Baron hasn't gone down just yet, but it's not going to matter because Xiaohu will die first. Oh my gosh, what a pick from Vampire. And that's just 2 for nothing. That's the Baron going over. It'll come at the cost of a tier 2 turret, but they're going to be completely fine with that. As now Tien gets shoved back into 3 different members. And guess who? It's Vampire locking him down with the Zenith Blade and allowing another kill to go over to WE.
And Light is getting chased right now. That was the flash out from
Monkey.
him. Monkey wants to get this guy. He gets the stun, gets the cleanse. Maybe wasting a little bit of their time, though. Guys, these kills do
cut off.
not matter. Let's go mid. We have the Baron. This
Vampire!
does not matter,
He ran the
guys.
solar flare. They're going out of lights. Not enough damage just yet. Finally, Monkey's going to pick it up, but he gets stunned up and procs the Guardian Angel. And now the respawns are going to start to come through here for
Q?
Weibo Gaming. The Monkey back alive. He resets, and he does not fall. Taeyun gets the kill. He's legendary in this game. It's 3 seconds on Xiaohu. Breathe is still alive. He'll head back to base, but the inhibitor tower in the mid lane has gone down. It's a 4v2 on the map so far. Can WE do it?
Okay, I mean, I'm looking. Xiaohu has ultimate. Breathe. No public execution. Xiaohu.
Okay,
He
Breeze
found
gets one
one.
back. That is Cube going down, and now with the respawn in from Tian, WE have to be on the run. Breathe on the hunt, looking
Not the
for a complete end of the world here, but they, before, absolutely have to secure at least this Baron buff being survived. But now Karis goes in, weave the Weaver's Wall, trying to separate out Breathe. The public execution barely doesn't connect, but the Deadly Flourish goes wide as well. Weibo dodge away from a lot of resources here, but Era in a lot of trouble. Era getting stunned up. Solar Flare comes out. Heartbreaker forward, and Era is down. It's Monkey picking up the first kill, but now Xiaohu trying to find Karis, and he will, but it'll be a trade 1-for-1. And now Taeyun's arrived in the party. The Deadly Flourish gets blocked by Tien. It's a 2-for-1 overall on the map
wait
so
a
far.
minute!
Oh, a snipe comes through. That's Monkey down, and Tien is still alive with the dragon spawning in 20 seconds.
Are they going to be able to make the defense? I don't know if Weibo can get out of their base. Breathe can look for a teleport. He is going
he's
deep
going
with this
really
flank.
far.
He does not have public execution. That should have been the indicator. They know that there's someone behind them. The wards will see them as well. Pincer maneuver coming in from Team WE.
WE have to make a decision. Do they go one way towards Breathe or the other way towards the back line? Looks like it'll be the latter. They go in on a Tien who pops the Crescent Guard. Who's going to be the first casualty? The Guardian Angel's been popped. Now Light's now going to be the target. Breathe has finally arrived. He'll pick up the kill on a Vampire, but it'll be traded on the other side. And Cube lands a big Q3. It's a 2-for-1. And Breathe is still alive here, trying to stop this
Wait,
soul
TP
from
to
going
the
over.
base.
A
Wait.
teleport comes in. Not just
Oh my
yet,
God.
though. As the Nexus Towers has been taken down. You scared me, bro. What's going on?
Dude, I see Karis respawning. I see the teleport, you know? Always
not even
possibilities here. It was almost up. I thought they were maybe gonna.
You're
Look,
trolling
we've had
me,
win-ins.
man.
Oh,
We've
it's
had win-
open. We have teleport on both of our soul laners. Talia, use your ultimate. Go mid.
Here we
Karis, end the game.
He's gonna
Do
try
it.
to
Come
clear out
on,
the wave
Karis,
mid,
please.
As here goes Weibo. They're going to go to the Baron, and now the question is, how can the backs be stopped? But the Nexus Towers, I think, are going to respond a little bit too early. I don't know if WE can go for the full back door. So instead, it'll be a 50-50 flip around the Baron Nashor. Weaver's Wall comes out.
He
Monkey's
stopped
looking
his
to try to get in the
jungler.
pit. It's secured by Breathe, and Weibo might have found their way back into this game. But can they escape without losing any more members? Cube going forward, the World Ender. Curtain Call comes out. There comes a big solar flare as well. There's a shove in the wall. Xiaohu is down as Karis will find the pick. Now it's up to Light on the backside of things. Breathe too, locking down Taeyun with the public execution. Tia dashing forward as well. Cube trying to find a little bit of peel for his AD carry, and he'll be able to keep him alive. Monkey chasing out Light on the backside of things. This should certainly be the game, as Team WE are going to win the fight. Light goes down, only Breathe alive, and mid lane now going to be the target.
WE have done it! We said up against Thunder Talk, it was an expected result. They've been taking games off of TES and other top-level teams, but here against Weibo, they do it. They find themselves their second series win.
The unthinkable has happened here, all. Breathe, gonna try to fight things out in a 1v4, but the next is gonna be the target instead. Team WE win their second straight series in Group Ascension. They will take down Weibo Gaming 2-1 and send themselves up to 2-.
He actually might
got
just
the
get
whole-
2 plates.
got the
He might
whole
end the
tower?
game, actually. Wait, he's gonna
Hold
have
on.
E again? He gets the game!
Scout's gonna have to do something quick. Otherwise, the
Scout?
tower's gonna go down. He W's away
No!
from the wind becomes lightning. Takes down the turret. Hey,
Welcome to Onivia Highlights. These are the best highlights from the LPL 2025 Split 2.
a complete reallocation of where these lane assignments have been going for AL. They're playing it very creatively, and honestly, I feel like they're getting the better end of things overall.
Minor gold advantages for their side. JDG
He has
hoping
a
that they...
teleport of his own. If anyone's legends want to contest, and I don't think they're going to really do so. They get a little cheeky here with some sort of miracle smite steal away from Tarzan. We're going to see him kind of run into the pit, and they're going to run straight actually into the arms of Shanks. Fight is opened up here. Missing gets a flash away. Now the Pop Blossom will land on a 2. Tarzan in a little bit of trouble. Hero's entrance comes out and knocks up Missing first blood. Secured here by AL. Hope is the one who picks it up, but it's a trade on the other side as the Sinzao will
Let's go,
drop.
Shun.
Hope in some trouble. Jun jumping over top of him. It's already JDG. Picking up 2. Picking up 3. As Jun will find the kill on a Hope.
And that'll be also the Grubs being...
Now, anyone's legends are down about 1,000 gold. They lose the Grubs anyway. They don't even get one back. And now the target is a dragon. It's at half HP. Tarzan in the area still. Flandre now available to join a fight around the bottom side. Gonna be a smite steal. Oh, Tarzan will take it away.
Wow.
Just have the better hands on the day is the Anyone's Legends jungler. And JDG will get out without losing a life.
All right.
And then there's just a lot of posturing, a lot of scuffling. Nobody's going to go fully forward, but finally Tarzan does. The Oran Horn is sounded. It'll knock up Tarzan, but not do any damage to him. And now he's completely isolated and taken down as Pays lands the final shot. And now Kyle in a little bit of trouble too. Pop Blossom comes out, not finding Hope, but Shanks will fall the same. It's a double kill over to Pays. Now Hope going to be the target, the third shot, and the fourth will connect. The barrier used in response.
The back line. JDG, now they had this down at 5,000. The Realm Warp is coming in. Galio can enter with ult.
Missing. He has to flash away. He uses both of his summoner spells. Now looking to re-engage. Tangle Barbs goes wide. Now Flandre could be isolated. Gets knocked up by the steering charge. Gonna try to get followed up here by Shanks, and the hero's entrance will come down. Pop Blossom only landing in onto the Zinzao, who now pops the crescent guard. Two-man taunt comes in from Shanks. And now AL coming back in his team fight, but on the back line, it's still Ala stuck in a 1v3. He tries to dash away, but will not be able to find anything. Pays finally gets one back, but he has to use a lot of his mobility to try and escape from the might of Anyone's Legend.
Such a close fight there, but the damage from JDG just not quite in position. And again, Missing getting forced out, so AL, instead of focusing for the Herald, they're going to try and grab themselves mid-tier 1.
And there's just not enough damage right now from JDG's bot lane to try to stop this one. Missing gets taunted up by Shanks and gets bursted down by the lethality. Varus Hope picks up his third kill of the game. Pays is very low on mana. You want to play this map out right now.
Allah already has upgrades, and he gave one to Pays. We have upgraded Yomu's Ghostblade. All right, AL, let's see this turret dive, brother. We're sending him in. Oh, we're getting multiple teleports. Avenger beams!
Okay, everybody's coming into the party. Even the Realm Warp comes through from Scout. He's going to use it to yeet himself on out of there, but now Allah is caught out. 5 members of AL suddenly have converged on the top side of the map, and they have taken down the Ornn. Sean has to jump away. Lewin becomes lightning, already landing on top of him. Here comes Kaya with a Rift Herald, but he goes just a little bit too far forward. Might have failed his driving test a little bit there, as AL just get the one kill and will back away.
Clean play around the map right here, sending everybody up to this side of the map, trying to get that. And what they got out of this was not only the teleport from Allah, but also just grabbing that kill and that top tier 1. Now Ultimate's still here for JDG. They still have the Pop Blossom if they want it. Shun as well has the Call of the Pact.
Takes a long time to
kill this thing. He's gonna get in. Yeah, it's going to take a little bit here. I think they're a little bit worried. Current Call's opened up, and Scout is coming through.
Just has his flash available. Scout joining the area as well. The health bars are suddenly so low. Tarzan has to flash away, but he goes right into the overload of Scout. Scout has found his moment. He's found his opportunity, and he's found himself a triple kill against Anyone's Legend.
That'll be the Otacon leashed on up. Pays is hitting it, and his team is just doing jungle camps right now. Like, guys, maybe we go for this. That's 2,000 health. They're going to finish this off. JDG, hey, home arena, maybe giving them a little bit of a buff here. They'll have false lives for 2 minutes. Baron will spawn in 1, and Scout finally has that moment on Rise where he's able to take over.
Even Shun, with this false life, can get to play very aggressive in these siege attempts of the bottom lane tier 2 turret, which we're seeing another wave crash in with right now, missing. Dude, can they count? This is the question. Can AL count? It looks like they will be able to, as the tier 2 tower does go down. Baron now up on the table in group stage, 3-0. As we previously mentioned, it looked like they were suddenly going to become a top contender, but then it was lost, it seemed like FPX and then Weibo. But this could be a return to glory against one of the best teams that we have in the LPL. But Scout gets taunted up by Shanks. He's going to get potentially knocked up. He has to flash away from the hero's entrance, but it still knocks up 2 members of JDG, all at half HP. Here comes the Orn Horn. It knocks up just the Jace, and the 4th shot will not find its mark from Pays. Here comes the engage from Shun, but he gets yeeted all the way away. He goes in target, will try to keep himself alive, finally flashes out as well. Pays still at full HP. Shun gets the first kill, and Hope is down. Flandre the next to follow, but he gets shielded up, but gets locked down by the deadly flourish of Pays. That is 3 down for JDG, and only Tarzan and Kyle are left alive.
Oh no, AL, they're going to falter. They're going to potentially win this game now from the side of JDG. They got minion waves. They even have ultimate for Rise here. They can immediately teleport this into the Nexus turrets.
This could very well be it without a Baron buff even be taken. There's the Realm Warp in. Tarzan's got to do the unthinkable. He dashes into 1v5 but only picks up 1, and one of them is not Pays. He does so much damage to these minions. Scout does as well. They're on to the Nexus, and JD Gaming pick up game number 1 over AL.
In dominant fashion going on.
It's going to be a little bit of magic damage, which was desperately needed on this composition for JDG. You still have the Karthus hover. I feel like that would have been a little bit worse.
He has to know that their bottom lane can be here. Tarzan's going to round the corner.
Tarzan connects. There goes Jung with the Twisted Advance as well. Tarzan in a lot of trouble, and he will go down in his own jungle. First blood to Pays.
You had the missing pings there. Tarzan gets punished, and this is now 2 games in a row where Tarzan has a bit of a funky start to the game. We'll see if AL can screen them away from this wave. Pays is just stepping up 1v2, man.
Yeah, he's playing really aggressive, and he can do so with Shun in the area. The 3-man pull only going to delay the inevitable as Kyle will drop to Shun. 2-0 early on at JDG.
Tarzan entering from the bottom side. Hope and Kyle from the top side. Who do they turn on? How do they make this play?
Oh,
wow.
the dredge line goes wide. It does not hit the wall. Oh, no, but Tarzan will take him away right as Ola will come in with the unstoppable onslaught. 2-man pull will connect, and that'll be a double kill going over to Pays, who is becoming very powerful here in this game. The spear doesn't land the dragon, and it will be...
Had legendary AD carries. Imp, B-Boy, obviously Ruler, Hope originally as well. So... getting some revenge there as JDG are going to grab themselves the other half of these grubs. AL take control of mid here. It's going to be tough for JDG to walk back in. We're getting an engage.
Tarzan jumps in, followed up by the Killer Instinct from Hope. Jun is at half HP, throws out the Nature's Grasp, but Tarzan is actually the one who is a little bit lower in this fight right now. Scout goes forward, closes the plate to stay sealed. Only on to Kyle, and now he gets stunned right into the wall. Here comes the re-engage though, and Ola's on the way. Choo-choo goes the Scion. 3 for 1 in favor of JDG, and Shanks will go down and make it 4. Pays gets the final blow. It is JD Gaming running away with game number 2.
8-1, but that's a huge indictment up against AL, who have looked like one of our best teams here in the league. We were talking about coming in before that, you know, there's the top 2 teams in AL and TS, and then everybody else really playing for their lives is now trying to deny Nidalee this one wave. Maybe they try to make a dive. Scout
sealed. Goes on to Flandre. He's able to jump away from the potential follow-up, but the rest of JDG is just here. Tarzan's Keeper's Verdict doesn't find a damn thing, and that's 9-1 now in favor of the red side.
Hey, don't discount that one minion. You see that one caster
Yeah,
creep at
screw
the
that
start
one
of the next
minion
wave?
in particular.
He tanked it. He's a JDG fan. Look, they're in the home stadium, so it makes sense. But for that trade, they may have killed Flandre, but they do give over the dragon, right? Like they used a lot for that. Those 3 ultimates.
Looking at Shanks and Hope to try to do something, but it's just going to be so long until they get into a spot where they can meaningfully contest the likes of Pays right now on this Xayah.
First, so it looks like they're going to return to this side of the map. And after that, I mean, you'll have Nautilus ultimate, you have Shun as well with the Nature's Grasp. Pays 100% KP this game. They are just straight up playing Kog'Maw comp right now. They're going to be looking for a really strong Poppy engage, though.
Tarzan, keeper's verdict. Can he knock Shun away out of the pit? No. Misses
Oh.
that. And that should be it. It was a swing and a miss from Tarzan. As now they're looking for the engage. Oh, what a pull from Kyle. It knocks up 3. Will it be enough, though, as he's way far ahead of the rest of his team? The keeper's verdict was already utilized, so Tarzan doesn't have any opportunity there. Pays will take down Kyle. And now Ala has joined the fight. The unstoppable onslaught lands on a 2, but there's no follow-up here, as now anyone's legend should be on the retreat.
And we are seeing the damage that Shanks can do, but the rest of AL are not in position. Tarzan, unfortunately, that keeper's verdict almost landed. I'll give him that one. Okay, Pays no ultimate.
They're going to try to lock down Pays. Oh, what the synergy! Heroic charge straight into the Emperor's Divide, and it's Hope picking up the shutdown onto the main carry of JD Gaming. That could be what gets AL back in this game, but their top laner's not in the area, but Flandre does have the teleport advantage. Ala can join with the unstoppable onslaught as he is running in, going to get spotted potentially on the Scuttle Ward, and will be probably the signal for AL to just maybe collapse here onto the Scion instead. Here goes Flandre, the Dragon already secured, but now the fight's back on the other side. Stick out, looking to land the knockup. Shanks is caught out here with the fate sealed, but a big shuffle back. It's only going to pick up 1, but it's a trade as it will be Scout falling in return. Flandre's arrived. It's going to be Hope trying to save this game. Here, Pays will go down, and Hope is still alive for AL. Finally, the spear connects. Anyone's legend coming back in this team fight somehow, some way. The last target is Ala. He will go down as well. It's another one picked up for Flandre, and an ace for anyone's legend.
Okay, the Nidalee made work happen. Same thing with this Poppy. The bounce house from anyone's legend comes up clutch. And now, how much more can AL get from the rest of the map? It'll be at least the mid lane tier 1. JDG still were able to grab that turret. And I think
nice seeing that 5v5, and all of a sudden, gold lead back to even. Now it's going to get slightly tilted back in favor of
one ward, however, might give this entire game plan away. Shun teleported for this. Missing is going to play bodyguard.
It's too
half
late,
down at 7. It's 5,000 HP, but can they get all the blood roses?
Okay, it's picked up right now. The trade could be missing as he pops the Unbreakable Will. Fully charged Q comes through from the Scion. And it looks like all the blood roses will be collected here for JDG. They're now up 33 in that department. The trade will be missing on the other side.
A lot of experience there. You have Kaisa and Azir, right? Like, this Baron turns into paper mache, and it'll maybe put JDG on sole point, but if you can generate enough of a gold lead for yourself, you're very happy with this state of the game. Instead, they're going to try to cut them off in mid. Ala now teleporting to hold this wave. They're going to try to pincer as well. Missing and Shun are playing bodyguard.
Could be a collapse. Kyle going to start the engage, pop the Unbreakable Will, but he's not going to survive for very long. Shun in some trouble. The shield, no, he gets taken away by Tarzan again. And now it's Shanks getting soloed up by Ala. He used to flash away from the unstoppable onslaught. And now underneath the Sun Disc, AL go. Nobody has died so far in the fight, but the health bars are certainly on JD Gaming's side. And they're on the wrong side of the map as well. AL forced to run. There's the flash dredge line. There's comes the depth charge onto Shanks. He's forcing a goal. Mikhail's the first to fall. Flandre next to follow. And Scout's gonna come through with the fate sealed. It's gonna be 4 dead. Tarzan the 5th. A clean ace for JD Gaming.
Baron is going to be taken, and AL try to be creative. They try to stop JDG from entering back out onto the map. But a re-engage and a most unlucky keeper's verdict.
Keep the only player that he did not want to hit. That is just so either unfortunate or just not good. As Tarzan has not had himself a great series. He's been uncharacteristic of this player that has really carried this AL roster.
Uncharacteristic unless you're watching him at Worlds. Then, you know.
Yeah.
Tarzan's dead,
Speaking of, he's dead. Once again, Kyle lands a 3-man knockup, but nobody's there to follow up at all. Flandre is just in base right now. It's just him and the rest of his carries that are going to try to have to save this game in a 3v5 situation. Scout going back to base. He's going to teleport right back in to regen and make sure he's at full strength to try to 2-0 anyone's legends. Decimating Smash lands in on the Hope. There's no hope right now for
Shanks
AL.
Is gone.
Shanks just goes down. It's Flandre and Hope against the world, but it's JDG gonna come out on top. They bounce back in the biggest way, and they will 2-0 one of the top teams we have in the LPL.
All right, Hope's trying to fly on forward. He's gonna fall, and in 2 games, both around 28 minutes. JDG, who had just floundered on a 3-loss streak, who had just lost their main coach, are going to play games in the base of AL and are going to win on home court territory.
Some KDA